Hello there, welcome back to Simon's Shed. It's time for a Severn Valley Railway layout update. I hope you all had a good Christmas and are now playing with the model trains that Santa brought you. It's time for an update on the new layout, as I say. So what I'm going to do is, I've made a little bit more progress since the last update, so I'm going to show you that first. Then I've got a big order that's come in from the model shop. So I'll show you that, and then basically I'll film the rest of my progress. So I don't know what's going to be the end of this video in terms of how far I'm going to get, but let's crack on and get as far as we can. Okay, so I've been working on a little bit of the Severn Valley line. So the Kidderminster station is there, and we go around into the Severn Valley River there, and I think last time I was showing you this bit that I'd laid, which is going to be Arley Station. So that's now done. I can't remember where I got to in the previous video. Might not have done that board at the end by then, but that's ready for the track. And basically, because I'd run out of points, I was sort of messing about at the edges, so I'd done that little bit, and then if we follow the same line back over the bridge, and so it's this line I've now added on this track here, which goes round and made it clear the helix. And that is as far as I've got. So this will run back into a hidden, it's a sort of hidden siding that runs back into Kidderminster, so that I can make a loop, and it will hit Kidderminster about where that pencil line is there, so about there. So I've left it sort of open for now, because obviously it's got to join onto this here, which doesn't exist yet. There's nothing there to join onto, so I've just left it flexible for now. But I've stopped there. As I say, I ran out of points. I could have got a bit farther, I suppose, but I didn't want to start doing stuff on this level here when there's got to be track laid underneath it. So obviously it's easier to lay the track underneath first. This bit is going to be the fiddle yard, this lower bit, and I'm going to have to take this temporary bit of track out and replace it with a point to join into the fiddle yard, and there's going to be lots of points in there, which leads me on to the next bit. I've finally bitten the bullet, spent the money, done a bit of shopping, and picked up some more track, which should, when added to the rest of the track I've got left over, be enough to just about do the rest of the layout, I think. I've also got some joiners, insulated and non-insulated. I've got some more somewhere else, which again should hopefully finish the layout track work. But the main thing is I bought another point, and another one, more points, and yes, lots of points. So that's obviously cost a fortune, but that should now be all the points that I need to do the whole fiddle yard and everything on the whole of the new layout. So no excuses now, let's get cracking and lay some more track. So a quick reminder on the plan. This is, I think, the only thing that needs doing on the bottom level, so it makes sense to do that next. So we've got 6 points to put in, and that is here, and I've left it loose up to about here, so we can mess about with this. This is all loose, so this is fixed down there, and this is the line that runs around and starts climbing up back up to the top, so it goes around there and gets back up to the top there. So coming off that, as I say, we've got this fiddle yard, and that's gonna take up as much of this as I can so I can get some nice long storage sidings. So what I've done is, because the points are going along the front, I've overhung this a little bit from there, because obviously you've got to stick point motors underneath. I probably will put point motors in there, even though it's fairly easy to, you know, this is going to be where I control it from, so not strictly necessary. I could just flick them, as I'll probably be controlling it from here, but the point motors will help with the keeping the point blades live as well, because I'm going to wire them up to the frog of the points and keep everything nice and smooth in terms of the running, keep everything live. So that's one thing. The other thing I've got to remember is to drill the holes for those point motors, because I always forget that. So let's see how we do. Right, that's the first one in. What I've done is I've moved it as far this way as I can to give me more space in the fiddle yard. The only limiting factor really is if we start going back here, this is flat, but obviously under there, I think there, it starts to rise. So if we're backing a train out of the fiddle yard, we don't want to hit the slope, because it might not be able to push it out of the fiddle yard. But I've measured to there, it's about 1.5 meters to there that we've got. As I say, this is flat, flat for 1.5 meters, so we shouldn't have anything much longer than that. In N gauge, 1.5 meters is a very decent length of train. So that'll be the entrance to the fiddle yard, and that'll go off around the loop. Obviously just got to fill in this gap, but I've remembered to drill the hole for the point motor, and I've managed to figure out how much room I need under here if I do want to put a point motor in, which I probably will. And I've remembered to wire the frog wire up to the point, again connecting it up to the wire at the bottom of the point, which connects to the frog. So 1 down, 5 to go. So that is all the fiddle yard points soldered up, as well as the usual frog wire. You may have noticed I was also soldering wires to the ends here, and that is because in the track plan you've got one point directly connected to another. So remember, in DCC what you do is you use insulated joiners on these two, normal joiners on these two. So when you get to the next point, you need to have power here. Normally you'd have a bit of track going into that bit and you'd power the track, but we've got no track in between, so I've had to very carefully, like some of them I've done it onto the rail joiner, but on this red one you can't, because the red one's going to join to an insulated joiner there. So that's another little gotcha, but they're all done now, so let's get them laid. So I've fitted all the points along here, and remember to drill all the holes. So now I'm just connecting up the spade connectors to the wires. I'm putting them into the bus wire, and Oliver's just helping me test some trains. And there we have one finished fiddle yard. That is a lot of track laid in the last couple of days, making some really good progress now. So it's all wired up to the bus wire, so it's all powered, and the points are ready with their wires for the frog power when I get round to the point motors. But really happy with that. It's going to be a really useful area. Got a nice long couple of meters there for storage. So that's good. I think we'll leave it there for this update. Thanks very much for watching. I will see you soon.